Yeah.
So let's do that because there's more to talk about that because I have seen that. I'll let you start the conversation. Well, for me, like ask me any question about the show. I'll give you an answer right
What do you mean?
now. Let's take me any direction. Like uh, like what was your first impressions of the show after seeing 15 episodes of
Yeah.
half?
Okay.
You know.
I guess I don't know. How do you feel about the characters so far?
Okay. Okay. I think so far I enjoyed the team. I guess my favorites so far for me is Agent Coulson, May, and um, and Ward. Those are my three
Hmm.
favorite characters so far. I
Okay.
like them. I do enjoy Fitz and Simmons and Sky, but I'm kind of like neutral with them. But
Yeah.
my my mom likes Sky and Fitz and Simmons, but I really enjoyed those characters. So that's good. I enjoy all the characters. I have no problems with them. I really enjoyed their story arcs they have so far in this half season. I've been watching with them,
Hmm.
especially with Sky, because I know what's going to happen with Sky, and so I'm kind of curious what's going to happen to
Yeah.
them, or her. I'm sorry, them.
Yeah.
um, yeah, and so yeah, Ward. I think Ward is my personal favorite character. I just like him as like a leading man. He's very like he's this typical action guy, but like has a lot of depth that I like. Um, I'm curious about his turn that I know is going to happen. If
Hmm.
I really like that because I like him as just this good guy, but
Okay.
and this is where I want to ask you: did you like his turn? And
Yeah. I actually wasn't that crazy about him before the turn.
okay,
Um, he just felt kind of generic to me. And then
okay,
when that happened, his character gets so much more depth, and you get to learn more about his backstory. And he becomes much more complicated as a character. Um,
hmm,
and I really liked it.
um, okay, I can see why. Yeah, I mean he has that. Like he's just like this very like stereotypical macho man, basically in the show.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I think I like the actor. He just
Yeah,
I
I
just
I like him too, but I think it wasn't until after the turn where I
okay.
grew on me.
Oh, that's cool. No, I can see why. I can see why. But I just love his funny moments. I love how he what was it in episode? Was it, trying to remember episode 4 or 6 where there was a running gag where Fitz and Simmons like interact like copy what Ward was saying. Like he was complaining about how much weight is the was it the gun that
Hmm.
Fitz created, and and that was so funny.
Yeah.
And especially how Simmons does it. It was so funny. She tricked Ward like, "Oh, I fixed this thing. I'm so sorry." And then he tried it out, and he's like, "Oh, perfect."
Hmm.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Um, oh my god, it was so funny. Um, oh, so sorry, folks. It was so funny. It made me cough right now. It was episode 6 because it was where Fitz gets infected with the Charlie Hamlet, and and towards the end of that episode, I think she thank um the Ward for saving her, and then he did that thing that Simmons did earlier. It's like, oh, I made you more. It was, oh my god, it was so great.
Yeah,
Oh man, the humor here was amazing. I
yeah,
think I love the humor. They were spot on.
yeah. That's Jed Whedon and Marissa. Is it Takaron? I
Takaran,
think.
yeah.
Um, yeah, their humor's great. Um, I don't know. Have you seen like other stuff that they've worked on, like Dollhouse or?
So I haven't seen a whole lot of the Joss Whedon or their work.
Hmm.
Like I haven't seen Buffy or Angel or
Yeah.
Serenity. So I just know like the kind of humor from the adventure films and Firefly, the movie,
Hmm.
and that's it. So this is like my first time watching a medium project. So yeah. But
Yeah.
no, I think they did a good job. I liked about their humor is very organic. It's nothing like forced.
Hmm.
Um, like some of the MCU films
Yeah.
or the Arrowverse, I will say.
Hmm.
So I think the jokes land pretty well, especially what's the episode? One of the episode when Ward and Fitz go to Russia and like they cross the border, and then there was a scene. There's a scene when they get out of the truck, and then when they hear, I think like more cavalry was coming over, Fitz like does the sprint very quickly, and he's like he runs, and that was my favorite scene. Like one of the most funny scenes. The hub it was called. That's where
Okay.
we get introduced with Victoria Hand, and then
Hmm.
that's what the weapon called the overkill device. That's the episode I'm talking about, where we cross over Russia, and then it was a great episode. I like the thing I like about this show, like any experience to that. I like the character thematic, and I like this team because
Hmm.
my favorite like, team since the Flash, I would say.
Hmm.
And I guess I kind of want to ask you this, because I know, like, well, the show is like a ensemble cast, and I get that. Um, does the expansion and the change of the team works after this season? Because I like this team. I like this more small, tightly group. But I
Yeah.
don't know.
And let's see. It expands. I liked um like the vast majority of the characters that got added to the team. I think there's
Okay.
one who's on the team for like a season later. Um,
Okay.
that I'm like not like they're not my favorite, but for the most part, it's like really good. Like the Whedons are very good at like character interactions and like interpersonal like conflict and drama and humor. Um, so I would say like the character and the character dynamics is where the show really shines.
No, I agree.
Um,
I 100 completely agree with you about that.
hmm,
I think each character shines very well. I think I had that, especially with Sky. Because Sky, I was a little like, okay, it's just like this typical, like, what's the, like, nerdy, like the person in the chair, right?
right.
Like, Chloe from Smallville and Felicity from Arrow or Cisco from Flash or Brainy Five and Waiting or Win from Supergirl.
Mm,
But of course, this guy, I was aware of certain things, but what was happening in season one. Like I know her parents become more involved in the show in next season. I know
yep.
what's gonna happen with that. I was happy to see that in this season. I was like very intrigued, and those episodes are my favorite with Sky she really gets to act, and I like her relationship with Coulson. I actually really like that.
Yeah, that's like a huge like core of the show is their like father-daughter dynamic.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
yeah, it's really
Um, yeah. The episode was it Tahiti or Tracks? No, Tahiti when Sky is in, of course, a Shield medical facility.
mhm.
The scene with Coulson, this is I love Clark right here. H.G. Coulson is amazing in the show, and
Yeah, yeah.
I love his line, "We are her family," and that
Mhm.
got to me. And oh my god, that was like, and like he was like the father for her from at that moment. Uh, yeah, that was my favorite moment. That's,
Yeah.
uh, yeah. Oh my god, it was so emotional. By the way, I think from episode 12 to 14 are like the best episodes in the season. I think for me. Um, I guess I'll go like my favorite episodes from so far is episode 4, I Spy. Um,
Okay.
and then my favorite, the next will be trying to find it because there's a lot. Yeah, I would say I Spy, Seeds, Tracks, and Tahiti are my favorite episodes of this season.
Okay.
And
So far.
yeah, so far, and then the rest I do like, but in terms of like just characters interaction and plot story, those episodes really got me into the show completely. Uh, but but overall, I enjoy every episode. I have no problem with it. So I think I really enjoyed those. Um, and there were some I questioned. The big one was for me like was like connecting to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like the episode with when got introduced was the Well, um,
Mhm.
with Dr. Elliot Randolph.
Yeah.
I like the character. He was really funny.
Yeah. I think
And
he comes back in a later season for an episode.
I think so. He comes back in season 3. I know.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that part. Yeah, the Well was one I was like, I like it, but I kind of wish because the first episode I seen before I actually had a chance to see the show was Yes Man. That was the episode I saw when it was airing from 2013, and I always thought the Well should be more of what Yes, like you should. I feel like the Well should be mixed with Yes Man because it'd be kind of cool to see Lady Sif and then her going to not only stop the other Asgardian, Lauren, the witch, whatever, and then also at the same time she's like searching for the Asgardian berserker staff, and then this is where we get introduced with Vector Alien. I feel like those two episodes should be more combined, but
Mhm.
it's just me. I don't know, like because
Yeah.
I never liked the opening where like they have to clean up the Thor, the Dark World.
Mhm.
I don't know. I never liked that part. But
Yeah. No, that's fair.
yeah,
The tie-ins kind of get less like direct later, and I think that's better. Like once the show develops its own sort of mythology, it becomes more standalone, and it works better that way.
okay. Which is fine, and I completely know that because especially season 4, I know that's where they really take off their own identity and
Mhm.
stuff. So I'm not sure, but that's good to hear. Yeah, because I'm curious about um, like because season 2 and 3 is gonna be very heavy on setting up something that I know, and I always feel like that was maybe the weakest part of the show. Um,
It's actually my favorite part of the show.
oh, really? Okay, because you know what I'm talking about. Because
Yeah.
because because when we get to it, like I guess season 2 or 3, because they had a show that came out with it, and like it didn't connect to Agent Shields. It was just weird.
Yeah, I retroactively, obviously, very happy that it wasn't connected.
Oh,
Um,
that's true.
but yeah, I think because if you remember, like a long, long time ago, Inhumans was going to be a movie,
Yes, I know
and
that.
I think when they were planning this show, they were building toward like an Inhumans movie,
Yeah,
and that would have had more tie-ins.
that's
But um, yeah, but like the Inhumans as they appear in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are great. Um, and again, like completely separate from that awful miniseries.
oh
Um,
yeah, completely.
yeah,
I don't know. I guess my problem with it, like just me, is not with the show. I think they did a good job of setting up the Inhumans, but I just don't like because like the head guy from Marvel, whatever, like they're trying to replace the X-Men, and I never
yeah,
like that for me does bug me. But I
yeah,
had to see how they, they handle it in the show, so I'm not gonna just figure out right now. So, but
yeah,
I mean, it could have been good to see Sky in the Humans because I think that was potential for Sky.
yeah. Oh, man, I really hope that they like. I know they won't, but I want them to bring characters from this show back. At least I want them to bring Sky back.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, because especially her parents, I think there's interesting things to do with that.
yeah,
Yeah, I guess another thing I guess I'm kind of curious. I like Coulson in the show. I really like his like return and like how they pay off why he came back from the
hmm
dead. Um, like because those that's why I pick episode 12 to 14 because we're dealing with that, and those were my like especially when Coulson gets captured by the clairvoyant and of course Coulson gets kind of tortured and he's trying to figure out like they're trying to figure out how he came back. Like
hmm
all that was great, especially Kurt Brest's performance was amazing, especially in episode uh, 10 or 11 when uh, they were trying to rescue Coulson and like Craig's performance is just amazing. Like everything he do is in his eyes, and it's like you can tell like he's sad or happy. Like
hmm
it's like it was just amazing. I was so surprised by his words. My favorite scene is where he meets the doctor that was helping with the procedure. Like that was my favorite scene.
yeah,
Like it felt like a Star Trek moment, and like philosophical like discussion, but in such a good way. It's just in a car with just two people, and I love that scene so much. And he's from Firefly, by the way. I do love that actor, so I was actually kind of happy they brought him to the show. The other show, Serenity stuff, or Firefly, because Serenity is the movie. Sorry, I
yeah,
wasn't. But yeah, so I really really enjoy this show. I really liked it. I because I like the pilot because I love the more spy stuff, and that was a drinking
hmm
and I was a little concerned about Sky and then connecting with like of course Mike Patterson was in just here. But then I going through the series, it was good that they were actually paying that off. Mike's storyline is not over yet, of course, and then Sky, got more development over the next couple episodes, which is good.
hmm
Uh, So I'm very intrigued about this clairvoyant and seeing Deathlock, of course. My question is the clairvoyant going to be a major thing in the next couple of seasons, or is just for this first season? 'Cause,
Well, I don't want to like spoil stuff.
no. I am like, do we
Okay.
see them again? I guess.
He's the first season's big bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know in our organization it's going to be major. The half point. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll see. And the show's about to like completely change in a couple episodes from where you're at. So
Yes, I'm kind of curious about when we get into the Winter Soldier stuff.
yeah, it's soon.
Okay,
So
that's cool.
yeah, and I would actually recommend like watching. Okay, I can tell you when it happens. I would say after you watch the next episode, you should watch Winter Soldier.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I will do that, and then totally see that because like I like Stipla was in 2 episodes I saw,
Hmm.
so I I think Yes Man set up his departure to go to the boat in Winter Soldier, right? Or
The next episode
next
does.
episode's gonna happen. Okay. Okay. So and the next episode is called The End of the Beginning.
Yeah.
So episode 16. Okay. So hopefully I will um get finished with the next episodes with my mom. Because so far I've been enjoying the show. It's been amazing. I was kind of surprised they've been like globe trotting
Hmm.
in the episode, which is good. I actually liked it.
Yeah.
It was funny to see some countries that me and my mom went to. So it's really funny. Yeah. I guess I'm trying to figure out what other characters. I did like the girl in the flower dress. Ray, that's her character.
Hmm. Yeah.
She's a very interesting character. I
Yeah.
like
She's
her.
around for a few seasons. So yeah, she's great. Played by uh
To
what's her
Ruth,
name?
Nega,
Yeah, Ruth Nega,
Ruth Nega.
who
Uh,
uh, uh Oscar nominated
yes. Okay. Yeah, for
and married to the guy that plays Howard Stark, young Howard Stark.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
Dominic Cooper, I think. Hold on.
Oh no, they broke up.
Oh, they broke up. Oh,
Yeah,
that's sad.
it's weird. He's dating Jim and Chan. He's gonna be internals.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
oh man.
Okay. I guess they were dating while this was airing, it looks like.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Hadn't checked in a while. Yeah.
He's definitely tongue stuff. Oh my god, yes. But yes, she's great. I like her. She's amazing performance. I love her scenes with Coulson, of course.
Mm.
And yeah, I think she's a great villain. And I am very interested about the clairvoyant. Very excited for the next couple episodes for that.
Mhm.
And yeah, and I'm so excited. I like I'm excited to see Dom Gill, who's going to be Blizzard.
Yep.
So I didn't realize that was actually Blizzard, which was cool. So yeah, it was a fantastic show. I think I love their setup of the characters, and I think they were. I actually like how Blizzard was, and I think that was a good depiction of that character because that's like the second character that takes that. I guess is there anything else I had to mention with the 15 episodes I seen with Shield? I
I don't know.
Well, I guess I guess to wrap this up, um, I saw the scene. My mom hadn't seen it. It's the scene where May was, of course, this is in episode 15. Yes, ma'am. Of course, Coulson was talking to Sky. Of course, he told her about how that the GH formula was from the alien, and that's Kree, right?
Right.
Okay, that's Kree. And towards the end of like their conversation about keeping a secret from the team and stuff like that, we get to zoom in of this like small speaker. Someone was listening into their conversation, and that's of course HMA. By the way, I like HMA. My mom doesn't like HMA because he's too cold. And,
Oh, okay. Well,
you know,
that's our
I
whole thing.
yeah. Well, I mean, May is like that no nonsense
Yeah.
person in this team. But you know, I like her. I like May. She's my favorite.
Mm.
I heard that. uh, she could kick butt. I'm telling you that. But you know, and then she calls. Of course, May does like kind of like that spy thing where she calls like a very private line. And I not to like spoil things. Like, is that satisfying payoff, or is it going to disappoint me? Like,
No, that's good.
oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that's all I want to know. Because I was like, no, I don't want her to be bad or good. Um, but yeah, yeah, that's all I have to say. Well, I guess we have what 6, 7, 8, 9, 4 more episodes of What If, and
Yeah.
and I don't know 2 weeks or 1 week. We should do after we have like a break between this show and Hawkeye. I think we should do like a spoiled cast of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. First season. I think.
Sure. Yeah.
So and discuss more in detail about the whole season and what I think overall. Because right now I've been pretty satisfied. I'm happy. I think it's one of the best shows I've seen so far on Netflix.
Mhm.
And I love the action scenes. Actually, I do want to
Yeah.
comment that the action scenes are top notch. I think they
Yeah.
really.
They're really good.
Yeah. So, but thank you, Will, for joining me for this very eventful episode.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, I'm happy I got into Agent Shields. I know you really like the show, and so
Mhm.
this was a perfect moment after the reason why because me and mom was watching Downton Abbey in Netflix and got finished all 6 seasons. So now it was like, what was the next show we gotta watch? And then I suggest Agents of Shield, and it worked, and she likes it too. It's yeah, that pilot hooked us on the show. It's great.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm really excited for the next episodes. So I'll keep you posted. But,
Okay. Yeah.
you know, and then do that discussion. So thank you everyone for listening to this podcast. May we'll be back for next week. But what if hopefully sorry, hopefully next week will be better than this week. Hopefully they can give me more action and more humor, maybe. What if? But of course, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys soon.